Hey everybody, this is RX Comedy. I'm your host, Dr. Maurice Shaw. I'm making another video because I found this lady on TikTok who made this video. They got a ton of views stating that she had a controlled prescription and she gave the script to the pharmacy and it had another refill. But when she called to get it refilled, they said that it had already been picked up and she signed for it. She said that she definitely did not come and pick it up that day. She wasn't available at that time to pick it up, and that she doesn't know who did it. She's going to file a police report. Make a long story short, I guess the pharmacy said there was a glitch in their system and the pharmacist figured it out. So the story sounds kind of weird. So I want you to think, who was right? Was the pharmacy right? Was the customer right? Do you think that the pharmacy did something to get it to go through? Because their story kind of doesn't make sense, but I'll let you be the judge. So here's the first video that she put on TikTok.
No, my car's been in the shop for a week and a half. There's no way I would have been here on Monday. I called on Monday and I said, I had a dream last night there was going to be an issue with my prescription.
That gets me every time. She said she had a dream that her prescription. I would have never thought the Martin Luther King of pharmacy customers would have been white. That's funny. I usually had dreams about pharmacy that things weren't going to go right the next day, kind of like she states. But what you guys call dreams, I used to call nightmares. But I'll finish playing this. Let's listen to what she has to say and the pharmacist has to say. And this is actually part 3 of the video, not the first one. I'll show you the other 2 after this.
On Friday, I want to make sure you guys have it. And the lady I talked to said, you know, we don't, but I'll put it in the system for pickup next. I thought she meant for today. So maybe it's back there and just she accidentally rang it out. Can you check to see if it's there?
I did check already.
And it's not. So who rang it out? Which pharmacist?
What's that?
Which tech? Which pharmacist rang it out?
Well, they're not here today.
So there's a name on it then?
Yeah.
Is it a woman?
No.
Okay, that's the. So I need you to make a call then because I'm going to file a police report.
Okay, that's fine. Like I'm doing what I tried to call the person who sold it, see if they remember.
Okay.
I have a signature from you and your.
Can you pull it so I can look at it?
Maybe let me.
Because it might have been from November 3rd. How did you guys fill it early when the script says don't fill it before the 3rd of December?
It says the 3rd of November.
For the refill.
The prescriptions were all printed out.
The refill that should not have been filled until today. So if you guys filled it on the 29th, you're liable for that.
I printed off. This is what the hard copy is. My system blurs it. But this is really filled. It has the.
11-3. And then do you see the refill down on the bottom?
Yeah, and there's the refill there. Which
Yeah.
put on there. And so it shows.
So when was the refill filled? Is my question.
I looked at the state database, and they did show that we had dispensed this on the 3rd.
Okay.
Just a side note, I hate when people record. Maybe it's just me because I used to be a retail pharmacist, but when people record the situation, it just irks my soul. But I get she was frustrated, so.
My computer system is showing that didn't happen. The first time we did it was the 29th. So
Okay.
I don't know how it happened.
Okay.
And I was thinking it might have an issue with your insurance, so I tried running it again today. Yeah, I think we're good though. I've got it figured out. So you don't even worry about it. Okay. Thanks, Laura. So I don't know, by some glitch in our system, it showed it releasing the 29th rather than the 3rd. Like we did. And
So it can be fixed?
So yeah, so I've got it in process. We'll get it for you. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
It's beyond
the
me.
craziest
Computer
thing.
stuff. So, and I was trying to get a hold of the pharmacist whose name was on it when it got released the 29th, and
Yeah, no, when you guys told me I picked it up on the 29th, I was like, no.
Yeah, and that's how it shows on the.
No.
Like I said, it has the. So.
Like, I don't know how that would even be possible because you can't pick it up until the day it's written for.
I'm thinking all the stuff with the like the date
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I honestly thought someone stole.
So there you go. The pharmacist says there was a glitch in the system, and he fixed it. So I'm actually going to play the first two videos on TikTok. This was the third one because people were calling her a liar, but I just thought it was kind of funny because she said she had a dream that there was going to be an issue, and there was. Oh, that was funny. It was also funny too about the videos I'll show you. She actually got like this microphone to put to her phone so she could be clear. But on all her other TikTok videos, she doesn't have a microphone. So it just goes to show you how pharmacy customers, when they want to blast you, she wanted to make sure that we could hear her crisp and clear. So she went and got this lapel mic for her phone. So I'm going to show you her other two videos explaining what happened. So what do you think happened? Who do you think was right? Do you think she was right, or the pharmacy, or do you think she needs to investigate further? It does sound kind of suspicious about her prescription. So let me know what you think.
Have you ever called the police on a pharmacy? And before you go thinking I'm a Karen, listen to the story. Yes, I acted like a Karen at times, but I was pissed, and for good reason. This whole thing went on for like an hour and a half. I guess I should start on the beginning. At the beginning, I go to pain management every month for chronic pain. And I've been having to drive 170 miles every month to do that for the past couple months. My pain management doctor knows that my car is old and broken and we're driving a long ways. So last month she's like, I'm going to put a refill on this for you just in case you can't make it in. Thank God she did that because my car was in the shop on Wednesday when I was supposed to go to the appointment. So she put a refill on it. And the next day, November 3rd, I go and I fill the prescription and I say, hey, just so you know, there's a refill on that. Make sure to put that in the system, please. I left. A couple weeks later, I have a dream. There was an issue picking up my prescription at the pharmacy. And I ignored that dream. But I had that dream again on Sunday where they didn't have it. They couldn't find it. They couldn't help me. I called my doctor. She couldn't help me. I woke up Monday morning and I was like, I'm calling the pharmacy. And I call and I said, hey, can you check on my medication? Because I had the craziest dream last night that it wasn't there. And the tech was like, wow, you must be psychic. We have nothing for you. Which medication are you talking about? So I told her. And I said, hey, do you mind pulling the hard copy and checking that for me? She did. She found it. She came back and she's like, it'll be ready for you on Friday. That's the craziest thing. Come pick it up on Friday. Today's Friday. I woke up. I had a bad feeling. I ignored that feeling for 2 hours, but I finally called the pharmacy and I said, is that ready? Because I don't want to wait when I get there. And they're like, we don't have anything for you. You have to, because I called on Monday to confirm it was there. And so I told her what happened and she came back. She's like, well, that's the one you picked up on Monday. No, I called on Monday to make sure it would be ready. There's no way I could have filled it till today because it has a date on it. Like that's a narcotic. That's a controlled medication. You can't pick that up early. So she's like, no, you definitely picked it up. And I was like, can you go make sure that it's like back, not back there and like accidentally wrung out or something? And so she puts me on hold. 3 minutes into hold, I'm like, no, we're driving over there. We're doing this in person. We're pulling into the parking lot as the pharmacist like picks up the phone. And he was like, we have your signature and your ID here. It was definitely you that picked this up on Monday. And I was like, no, the fuck I didn't. And no, the fuck you don't. There's no way. And at this point, I'm thinking it can only be an employee. One, because it was filled early. And two, because we're in hiding from my husband. Nobody knows where we live. Three, because nobody knows I have this medication. It could only have been an employee. So I tell him, pull your cameras. I'm going to have to call the police and file a report because this is a major issue. I could be discharged from my pain management doctor's office because of this issue. I walk in, I put my ID on the counter, and the first thing out of my mouth is this the ID you have on file? Because I don't think so. Part two. Okay, so I put my ID on the counter. I said, is this the ID you have? Was it me that picked it up? And he goes back, he prints some stuff off, he brings it back. He's like, you absolutely had to have picked this up on Monday. Or someone had to put this up and, signed your name and everything. So we're there for about 45, 50 minutes. And he finally calls the manager back after, he kept checking into things, looking for it, trying to figure out what happened. And I was like, hey, by chance, was it a woman that checked out this prescription? Because it was a woman I talked to on the phone when I told her to put my refill in. And he's like, no, it was a male employee. So now it's making even less sense And I'll get to that in a second. So after like 45 minutes or so, they finally called the manager back to review the footage because they were doing everything they could to figure it out first, right? And they were absolutely sure it was me that picked it up. So they called the manager back and they were like, about 11 o'clock on Monday, can you go check the footage? And I was like, I definitely know I was not here at 11 o'clock on Monday. And so the manager was like, is that absolutely necessary at this point? Have you looked at everything? Because it's not easy for her to access that footage. And I leaned over and I said, yes, it is, because I need to know who I'm filing the police report against. I'm absolutely convinced it's an employee at this point, because again, they bypassed the system to fill it early and they knew it was there. And they somehow there's no way it could have been anybody else. And so the manager leaves with a tech. The tech comes back after like 2 minutes. I know they haven't reviewed the footage yet. 10 minutes after that, the pharmacist, the guy, comes out and he said, okay, I figured this out. Somehow, when you got your prescription on November 3rd, a month ago, even though the bottle printed and said I filled it on November 3rd when they gave it to me, right? So there's proof that I got it on the 3rd of November. He said the system didn't check it out until the 29th, 26 days later, after I picked it up. The system checked it out on the 29th. Here's the thing. I was checked out by a woman on the 23rd, or on the 3rd. I was checked out by a woman on the 3rd, but on the 29th, he said a male employee checked it out. So again, something's not adding up, but he's like, I was able to contact the state. I was able to do some stuff and we're able to fill that for you. So we can get started on that for you. But we figured it out. It was just a glitch in the system. I'm not so sure about that, honestly, because of like things just didn't add up, but I'm going to have some faith and just say it was a glitch, but I don't know. What do you think? Have you ever called the police on a